I haven't watched Ant-Man and the Wasp yet, so...
Yeah, me neither. I feel bad.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What?
I feel bad.
You guys haven't watched that yet?
It came out a really busy summer.
I'll watch it, but yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
I mean, I've been spoiled by the heck of it. Like, I basically know everything that happened.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, because I watch Nerdist on YouTube, and and you can't avoid it when you watch Nerdist.
All right.
I love that channel, though. It's a good channel.
All right, so let's just dive right into the real reason why we're here. We all wanted to give our reaction to the Avengers trailer, but we're actually gonna play that real quick.
I wish someone had the Infinity Gauntlet on.
Wow. So, with that, it is time for Nerdy Dad movie time.
Yeah. Trailer reactions. Ow.
So let me cue that up real quick.
Before we watch it, what character are you looking forward to seeing the most in Endgame?
I'm looking forward to see how the Hulk is going to evolve from the butt whooping he got from Thanos.
Yep, because he was a little PU. Oh, nope, that's not PG. He was a really wimpy guy. I was going to say how weird I shouldn't be telling. Never mind.
Ace, what are you looking forward to?
I am looking forward to our favorite archer turned samurai / assassin, Ronin. So
yes.
I think it was a pretty telling scene. I mean, it's pretty obvious. He lost his family. He's pissed. Yeah, he's pissed. So
he's a pissed dad.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Yep.
All right. You guys ready?
Let's do it. Oh no, I'm not seeing it.
This thing on? Hey, Miss Ponce. If you find this recording, don't feel bad about this. The journey is the end. Just for the record, being adrift in space with zero promise of rescue is more fun than it sounds.
I think this was like a perfect opening, too.
Food and water ran out 4 days ago. Oxygen will run out tomorrow morning. That'll be it. When I drift off, I will dream about you. It's always you.
Starving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you buying
I don't think he is. They just didn't show that Thor and everybody else was there also.
Thanos did exactly what he said he was going to do. He wiped out 50% of all living creatures.
We lost. All of us. We lost friends. We lost family.
Yeah.
We lost part of ourselves. This is the fight of our lives.
This is going to work, Steve.
Yeah.
I know it is.
My
Because I don't know what I'm going to do
Why
if
is
it
he in
doesn't.
China?
Hi, is anyone home? This is Scott Lang. We met a few years ago at the airport in Germany. Got really big.
Is this an old message?
Ant-Man, I know you know that.
It's the front door.
That's me. Can you buzz me in?
All right, Maersky, do us the honors of giving us your reaction first, man.
I was, so, to give you some context, I was, when I texted you this morning, it had just dropped as I was getting to the PATH station to go to work. And then I've quickly just, like, stopped what I was doing because I knew, because I watch YouTube, I have YouTube Premium, so I watch it on the train going to Hoboken. And when I got to Hoboken, I refreshed real quick, and it said Avengers trailer like premiere or something. I was like, so I was like, yo, and I tapped on it real quick to make sure it wasn't like a fan made thing.
Right.
And then real quick, I was just like, oh my god, well, trailer. And then I downloaded I downloaded it real quick to my phone, and then I got on the train. On the train from Hoboken to 14th Street, I must have watched it like 5 times.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I wanted to catch like every little detail, and I was just like, I was so like perfectly kind of played directly from when they, got beat, and then I think the message to Pepper was a good way to set the tone that, hey, Tony's up there and he might not come back, which is crazy. And then like Ace said, to see Hawkeye turn into Ronin, I think was kind of the icing on the cake for that trailer.
Yeah.
And then what did you guys think of the that post stinger at the end with Scott? But see, now that I just realized that you guys haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, do you know what happens at the end of that?
I'm confused because shouldn't
I defer to you guys.
Shouldn't he be in a certain place where he is not?
All right. Do you mind if I'm gonna
facility?
I'm gonna spoil it for you. Do you guys mind?
I already know it, but yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp actually ends on a high note, but in the post-credit scene, I won't totally spoil it because I know Ace wants to see it, but in the post-credit scene, the part that's related to Infinity War happens, and the snap happens, and Hank Pym and the Wasp get, the snapping happens to them, as long as one other person that I won't try to spoil it for Ace, but I don't know if you might already realize who it is. And then, but Scott, they did like a little trip to the quantum realm, and Scott is stuck in there at the end of the movie.
Yep.
So when the little part happened here in this Avengers trailer, it was a little, I don't know if it was a spoiler or whatever, that we know that he gets out, or probably known that he gets out, or I don't know if like the rumors are true, because I don't know if you guys have heard that when Captain Marvel comes around, there's a rumor that she's gonna pull him out of the quantum realm. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think there's a lot that can get him out of the quantum realm. I'm trying to figure out if there's one thing I just noticed now in the trailer, watching it again for the third time at this point, is that Captain America's wearing his suit from Winter Soldier. So I don't know if like this is like if he ran out of costumes, so he had to go into the closet and pull out an old one, or this is like a time travel thing that I don't know. Because it was the one from, not the Civil War one, but the actual one that he wore when he was, covered up the shield.
The darker one.
Star in the middle and like the stripe coming across the chest.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I know that the quantum realm is going to play a huge part in the next movie, though, so how he gets out, I don't know.
All right, so what's your opinion on that?
Well, I feel like I gotta watch Ant-Man and the Wasp as soon as possible, but yeah, I do kind of feel like the end of Infinity War, when you see like the pager beeping and with Captain Marvel's logo, and I think that does kind of play into what you guys described during the end credit for Ant-Man and the Wasp. So, which gets me even more excited for Captain Marvel, because I think it'll fill in a lot of gaps and kind of set the stage for Endgame. So.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about the Captain Marvel trailer?
The second one?
Yeah.
Did I watch it? I don't think I watched it. No, I didn't watch it. I deliberately didn't watch it because I've been trying to avoid Captain Marvel trailers, and unfortunately, I finally saw the first one for the first time last week. So I haven't seen the second one because I don't want to see anything.
Okay, so you don't want me to throw it up right now?
I wanted to do this one fresh.
Okay, fine. Ace, you saw it, right?
Bits and pieces of it. I did enjoy the first trailer because I like how it pretty much established that it's a period piece. I like the references to all things that are quintessentially 90s. So that's pretty cool in and of itself. So definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's funny how that's, I think, coming up, and this is kind of just like a future reference that, you know, I think we've almost done the 80s to death in movies like with Stranger Things,
Guardians of the
Galaxy, and stuff like that. But I think the 90s, which is basically our childhood growing into, I mean, for the three of us, our childhood going into like teenage years and like the tip of our adulthood is next. And I think it's interesting to see what nostalgia factor is going to play in Captain Marvel and in anything else that's going to probably come up in the next decade. Because I think the reason like all this stuff is blowing up is because like, it's our turn.
Yeah. I mean, the fashion's coming back. I think Jonah Hill released a movie.
Yeah, mid-90s. I have yet to watch that, but I do
want to watch that. Yeah. But I heard that's like totally 90s, totally relate to the music.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they
yeah. Forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I think Marvel has made bank on nostalgia. Like,
oh, totally.
If you kind of pinned their success recently, Disney's success recently, you could definitely say that they have utilized our generation's nostalgia very well.
Yeah, I think Marvel and Marvel and Disney in general, like I think they have the reason like they're freaking the powerhouse right now is that they're and I don't know how much of this necessarily is a good thing also, is that they're literally kind of rehashing old stuff with the newer technology.
Yeah.
Like, what was your reaction to when you saw the Lion King trailer? Did you guys see that yet?
I was blown away, man. Scene by scene. I love it. I felt like I was a 14-year-old kid again. You know, that's
what the new Bumblebee trailer did for me when they showed like the war in Cybertron.
Yes.
Like, my gosh. Like, why don't you just make a movie on that?
We're exactly. And we're finally getting like I think a Transformers movie that we actually want to see in the last 11 years since the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like, thank goodness they finally put out like G1 Transformers.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Even their Cybertronian form, I got excited about. Like the Seekers.
Mm-hmm.
What's seeing their Cybertronian form in that trailer? That really excited me.
It
Yeah.
sounded like Soundwave shot out. What's the name of the Prowler? What's the name of
Prowler?
It's not Prowler.
Ravage.
I'm bringing Peace Wars. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a fail.
When he shot out the cassette out of his chest, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was the happiest dude ever.
It's like why did it take 11 years for it for them to kind of quote unquote from a fanboy's perspective get it right? Like I don't.
5
Michael Bay
movies.
I blame Michael Bay.
Right.
Michael.
He I think Michael Bay did a great job in the first one, and into tapping into the nostalgia part. You know, doing like the main like using the sound effects and stuff like that. Like when Bumblebee first transformed, I remember watching in the theater. Everyone flipped out.
Yeah.
Everyone flipped out because it looked so darn cool.
Yep.
And even with Rampage, when Rampage like transformed into like the Mustang while running, people flipped out in the theater.
You mean Barricade?
What I say?
Rampage.
Oops.
Like Rampage Jackson.
Oops.
It's all right. We're live. It's all right.
That's all right. That's evidence that I'm human. But when he was running, chasing Moby, and he transformed back into the Mustang.
Yeah.
That floored everybody, and now it's just so common. It's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah. All right. So the big question is for the holiday season. So I haven't seen Wreck-It Ralph yet. I have.
So good.
You both seen it already?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I feel so thing.
So good.
And I watched it with a bunch of kids.
I'm.
Jack sat through it. He could tell you. I mean, he's still awake.
So, Wreck-It Ralph was the big, I guess, Thanksgiving movie. So for the Christmas holiday season, what are you guys most excited about? So right now, there's Aquaman coming out December 13th. You got Mary Poppins.
I'm excited for that.
Which was December 19th. Into the Spider-Verse.
Ooh.
Comes out on the
I
12th.
don't know about that one.
Mortal Engines.
Mortal Engines is very interesting.
And then Bumblebee. And now I'm just listing all the stuff that we would probably go watch.
I don't know if this counts
Bumblebee
as
is one.
But
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes is coming out on Christmas Day too. That looks freaking
The
hysterical.
Will Ferrell one?
Yeah, it looks hysterical.
I know. I can't wait to watch that.
I don't know if that counts, but
Now, coming from two dudes, me and Ace, that saw Anchorman freaking 4 times in the theater. I can't believe still, like, we did that. Like, literally saw Anchorman 4 times in the theater.
Did you cut class at least once to watch it?
Did we? I think we did.
It was just like one of those things where, like, we'd be hanging out and we were like, want to watch Anchorman? This would be like the 3rd time. It's like, yeah. You know?
4 teenagers.
We paid money to do that. I was like, oh my god. But do you think like Will Ferrell still is funny?
With the right kind of movie, yeah. I think that's why I think Sherlock Holmes is gonna be really good, because he gets to be himself in a different context, and just to see how he butchers the English accent is gonna be hysterical.
Oh brother.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's back to the list. So
Yeah.
Aquaman. Let's whittle it down. There's Aquaman, Mary Poppins, Spider-Verse, or Bumblebee. Out of those 4, what are you most excited to kind of catch, and what can be the back burner?
I think the one I'm least excited about is Aquaman, because it seems like the DC universe, the cinematic universe, doesn't know which direction to go in. So I don't know if this movie is even going to be worth watching, because by next year it may not even be anything. They may retcon the whole damn franchise. Oops, sorry, it's a curse from kids' terms. My bad.
It's okay.
But then the one I'm most excited about is probably what's the other one?
Mary Poppins, Bumblebee, and Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse is the one I'm most excited for.
I think I'm the most excited for that one too, especially with all the positive, and I don't like to be influenced too much, but like it's encouraging that right now Into the Spider-Verse is at 100%.
IGN gave a great review over it.
Yeah, and this is out of 78 reviews, it's 100%, which is amazing. I think it's overwhelmingly positive because of the diversity of the characters and the animation style. So I'm pretty excited. Also, because my daughter, Annalise, loves Spider-Man.
Like, great.
It's
Jack loves Spider-Man too. And you brought up an interesting point about the animation style. I saw the trailer in the theater when you watch Wreck-It Ralph, and the animation style definitely caught my attention. But it's still not the one movie I'm most excited about. I'd probably pick Bumblebee and Spider-Man. That being said, that being that Jack loves Spider-Man now, I'm kind of more excited because I may watch it with him. I think his eyes might be even more excited for him.
Yeah. Well, I could see why, coming from our history, I know that you would be more excited for the Bumblebee movie because we were Transformers nuts growing up.
Yeah.
And we literally, I think Ace had the DVD, the older DVD.
From the 86 movie?
Yeah, when the DVD of that movie first came out. And I was like, I'm going to borrow it.
Right.
And then I ended up getting my own, but whatever.
But is Spider-Verse based off actual material, comic book material, or is it like an original story made for the movie?
I think there was a
story arc.
Yeah, there's a story. There was a comic book story arc where they all came together. But I don't know if this one's actually. Well, we'd have to see the movie, but I don't think this is actually based on any of those. But each individual Spider-Man that appears in the movie does have their own comic book backstory. None of them were made up for the for movie. I don't think. At least the ones that they're promoting, which is the 616 Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider Noir, Spider Gwen. They all have like their own, at least have their own comic book, or have had their own comic book.
Right.
I hope they show Ben Reilly because he's my favorite, I guess, alternate universe Spider-Man. Because I love the Scarlet Spider costume.
Right.
And that's the one Ben Reilly uses. So like the whole like, giant spider in the chest, I love what the web shooter's showing. So
yeah. And that was another that was another like a 90s kind of trope. I think I do have one of the Ben Reilly.
That's like a classic for me. I love that because that was like I think one of like the first variations of the classic Spider-Man costumes in like over like almost 10-15 years at that point.
What do you think? What do you think when you saw it in or a variation of it in Homecoming?
The actual one that he ended up wearing. The hoodie one. At the end.
Yeah.
I liked it because it was a nod to Ben Reilly. I like because that to me his character is so cool. He's a Spider-Man that at one time just wore a hoodie,
right.
And like a plain Spider-Man mask. But his web shooters are always exposed. And I thought that always looked so cool, and that's why I like that like the new Spider-Man movie. In Homecoming, his web shooters are exposed, and I don't know if you noticed it, but in like Civil War, he snapped it on like those snap bracelets in the '90s. Did you notice that when he was on the bus?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, rewatch it. I noticed that. So like when he first sees like the spinning like the wheel spaceship.
Oh, you're talking about Infinity War.
Yeah, talking about Infinity War.
Okay.
He actually like grabs his web shooter like out of his backpack and slaps it on like a slap bracelet.
Nice.
I was like, yo, that's so cool.
See, I have to watch. So I must have seen Infinity War like 1,000 times, right? But like it's not. That's like a little. Every time you watch it, you see the little thing that you might have missed.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
All right. Do we want to actually switch gears real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Switch gears to the Knicks.
Is that still a thing? Do we still do Knicks tape?
No.
Now that Iman Shumpert's been gone for like 10 years.
Yeah, I think that died when Iman Shumpert left. That was only it was basically the year that last year we made the playoffs. We were the Knicks tape.
Yeah,
and that was the battle cry. But now it's just like,
now it just I don't know. We don't have any cries. We just cry to ourselves.
Yeah. I kind of just say it and use it in jest. But I mean that hashtag is still going strong. I mean you could go on Instagram, type in Knicks tape, and you're gonna turn up a lot of results.
Yeah.
But it is played out and it is dead, and you guys are right. It is purely all about that 2013 team and maybe like a few seasons after it, while Shumpert was still on the team. But that's dead. But I like how it's not bouncing. I like to punctuate like statements I make on the Knicks Online with hashtag tape and leave it at
And I see that like in other comments, like for like in the IG accounts, the Knicks IG accounts that we follow. Like shout out to Orange and Blue, forever.
Right.
Like he, it's funny. Like if someone references the Knicks tape, there's always some joker that says, the Knicks tape's dead. It was dead a long time ago. Stop it with that. But like in all seriousness, what do you guys think of the young talent that we have? And should we? I know we went on like a quick 3-game win streak, and I was never one of those. Yeah, I was never one of those fans that said, we should tank for a higher draft pick. But dang if it ain't smart. So what do you guys think we should be doing?
Continue doing what we're doing right now, and I think a lot is said about how the Knicks have been bad, perpetually bad for nearly 20 years, and they've been on the wrong side of bad, right?
Right.
Salary cap was we're on the wrong side of the salary cap. Never had draft picks, but now we have a roster full of all young players. We got all our draft picks moving forward, and we have salary cap flexibility. So while we're still bad, we're on the good side of bad.
That's true.
As long as they're competing, and we are building a culture like Fizdale likes to preach, we're good. As long as we see that, and there's progress on the court, and there's a definitive plan, I think these fans will be okay. And I think for the most part, I think everyone gets it. You know, we're rebuilding, and we're finally bad in a good
bad
way.
in a good way.
Bad in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Ace, man. Like it's exciting to know
vegetarian
that our worst problem right now is that we don't know what young pieces we want to trade away, as opposed to not having any pieces at all.
Right.
I personally have been really having a lot of fun watching the point guard rotation. Literally the rotation, between watching, Trey Burke going crazy and then cooling off, and then, seeing Ntilikina like showing signs of life, but then now basically being baited left and right to be a trade piece. And now what I'm super excited to see is Emmanuel Mudiay finally like getting some consistency in his game. And, that it's so cool that we have Hazonia, Mudiay, and KP all from the same draft class. Seems kind of deliberate, but it's so cool to have that at least three of the top 10 draft picks on our team.
Yeah.
And only not even having KP play yet.
Yeah.
And we're in these games. I don't want us to win these games, but the fact that we're in it till the end without our star is so promising to me.
Right.
Well, today's the anniversary of a big game. I don't know if you were keeping up with the Instagram accounts again. But real quick, today is the anniversary of the duel of Dominique Wilkins versus Patrick Ewing.
Oh, wow.
When they combined for like 95 points. And we're going to show a little
and it looks like Dominique will be charged with the foul, so Patrick will have a chance at a three-point play. Nice, beautiful look by Charles Oakley to the cutter, Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing with the spin move and a nice touch off the glass. He has 4.
I mean, so
John Starks is a player that came in for
the drop step. I miss a lot, and I think we played this clip in one of our Knicks chats, Ace, and I was just like, nobody does that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, nobody does a drop step. Actually, like, a lot of moves that you saw Patrick Ewing do, nobody has those moves anymore. Much less Elijah Wan, much less, Dave Robinson. But, like, Patrick, and then I might be biased because we're Knicks fans, but Patrick had moves that drop step. He had the sweeping hook. He had the fadeaway.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what big man is doing those moves now? But, like, I guess in today's NBA, it's a lost thing because everybody wants to shoot threes.
Yeah, and he was automatic from top of the key.
Too, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a sick turnaround. You were saying, Ace?
Yeah, he was automatic from top of the key, and I remember reading newspaper articles and fans even complaining about how he took too many jumpers. And I think it's funny how now in the modern NBA, a big man is shooting threes.
Yeah.
It's a qualification now. You need to be able to shoot either a 3-point shot or an outside, like a long distance shot.
Right.
You can't just stay in the post anymore as a big man.
Right. That's why Enes Kanter is fun to watch because he's a throwback. He's a true throwback. He plays the way he plays like he should be playing in the 90s.
Yeah, and
I like him.
Just eats up boards.
I would like the Knicks to keep him on the team moving forward, no matter the cost, because he doesn't really. I think he won't command a lot, but he's worth the cap space because the fact of the culture he brings, and the fact that he takes so much pride in being a Knick.
Oh yeah,
like so much pride. He's like, "Oh, you want to come off the bench? I got you. You want me to start? I got you." And he's a double machine.
Mm-hmm.
Don't see them. They're not built like that anymore.
To work out with Kanter, Vonleh is another guy that's been an awesome value pickup. That has been such an awesome signing for the Knicks, and he's another, reclamation project, another top pick that's blossoming with the minutes that he has on the Knicks. And I love his game. He brings like a little bit of that old school. And I like your comparison, Maris, from a few weeks ago. Like Otis Thorpe totally reminds me of Otis Thorpe.
Yeah, I mean body type and like just like demeanor.
He can step back and shoot a three too, which is awesome. So yeah, I'm a big Vonleh fan. Everyone is. I think everyone loves Vonleh now.
Yeah.
I like Robinson as much as I like Vonleh. Like that little lob that him and Moutier had, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I lost it.
I think, but like the best thing that he could probably turn into for this team is a Clint Capella type player.
That's not
hopefully
bad at all.
Hopefully he bulks up a little bit more, but he's so aggressive on defense. Like he wants to get he's trying to get every like 10 blocks a game, which that's another thing that you don't see.
Finding the block, yeah.
It's just the guy just going for the blocks and just protecting the whole. I mean, it's kind of a lost thing because everyone wants to just shoot from the outside.
Right. Yeah.
But like, could you imagine when he starts to develop his length, KP's length, and if you keep Canner, you still have a monster on the boards. But like you're gonna when KP comes back, you have there's gonna be stuff that you have to decide, like who do you want to put on either of his side, like either side of him on the front court, because the Knicks in the 90s really didn't start winning until you had Oakley on one side, McDaniel on one side, and then you had Oakley on one side, Mason on one side.
Yep.
I didn't mention Charles Smith, and there's a reason we didn't mention Charles Smith.
We don't need to talk about Charles Smith.
We don't talk about Charles Smith.
Ability to make a putback.
Right, and then you had Oakley on one side, then you had Larry Johnson on the other side. You had like his enforcer, and you had his other scorer, basically on each side. So I think that's what KP is going to need, along with a good point guard and a good outside shooter in the backcourt. Like when you we had that team in the 90s. It's funny.
Like Zion Williamson.
Don't because why are we gonna do that to ourselves? He's gonna be either the number 1 or the number 2 pick. And we're not gonna tank correctly enough for that. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, the fact that we're at 8 games, we already have 8 victories. That 3-game win killed our chances of getting Zion, which is fine with me. As much as a freak of nature Zion is, it's not a given that he's going to be a star in the NBA. To me, personally, he has freakish athleticism, but we all know that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to translate. I hope it does, but we're not going to be bad. Our record isn't going to be bad enough to get the number 1 pick. Because the fact that we had a stupid 3-game winning streak.
Well, there's still time. as bad as that sounds, like, they're young.
Yeah.
And the Knicks of the past have gone on like a 10-game losing streak.
Yeah.
And like it'll bring them back. But like the draft thing is different this year, I think, because isn't it the top 3 picks now have the same odds?
Yeah.
Or the top 3 bottom teams now have the same odds of getting the number 1 pick. Yeah.
They're trying to reduce the amount of tanking going on. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think for the most
some
part,
teams are really bad though. Like our team, I don't think is that bad. Like Brooklyn Nets are a really bad team. They only have and they lost their best piece, I think, already, right? Because was it Denver that got hurt?
Levert.
Oh, Levert. They lost him. Their best player is D'Angelo Russell. Who isn't bad, but dang, if that's your best piece and he's your star, that's a bad team.
Hey, it's real quick, and then Will, I don't know if you were watching the Porzingis draft on TV, but we were at the Porzingis draft, and the top pick that year we knew was going to be Cat.
Yep.
Right, Karl Anthony Towns.
Yep.
When the second pick came up and was D'Angelo Russell, how freaking surprised were we?
I thought it was going to be him or Jahlil Okafor, so I wasn't too surprised.
Right.
I actually wanted D'Angelo Russell. It was actually D'Angelo Russell, Jahlil Okafor, or KP. Those are the 3 I wanted. So either way, I was going to be happy.
Well, it's funny that year because Russell went, and then the Knicks crowd got a little
sad,
happy because they thought we were going to get Okafor might have dropped to us. Which is ludicrous to think about now, because Okafor is pretty much out of the league.
He's out of the league. No
right? Or he's on New Orleans, but he doesn't play. And
they screwed him, bro. They screwed him bad.
And when we did our interview with ABC and CBS, we thought that we were going to take Moutier or Justice Winslow.
Right.
Which again, now looking back at it, is crazy.
Great.
Right?
We I think that was one good move Phil Jackson did.
Right.
One good move, and I think we all saw the same like workout videos and like the June videos of him shooting and just draining every shot.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the videos that got me excited about KB, and those are the only reason I was excited for KB. So when they drafted him at 4, I was like, yes, didn't screw this one up.
And I'd like to say that me, Ace, and Jeff weren't booing with the rest of the crowd.
We were just kind of like, you don't know enough about him.
Right.
We constantly said that night, let's give him a chance. That was the recurring theme after he got drafted. Just give him a chance, see how he works out. And it wasn't until Summer League that I realized that we got it right, because he showed right away what he could do, and it translated into the regular season. Catching those putback dunks on like every guy, it was like
that
awesome.
was so great.
Yeah.
It gave us something to look forward to.
Yeah.
So when he comes back, that would be by his contract, like he'll be his 4th year in the league at that point.
This year would have been his 4th.
Yeah.
Okay, so next year, if he comes back this year, it'll be his 4th year, and then next year will be his 5th. At that point, he'll be 1 year behind, I guess, in his star development. So I hope we give him the contract that he deserves. I'm just saying that, so we can keep him.
Yeah, I think, and then they made a big deal about us not extending him. Well,
that's a smart move.
It's smart because 2019 is where every free agent that we would probably ever want, is gonna come out. So,
honestly, I hope I obviously I want to go after certain people, but I hope we don't throw the entire book at a free agent this year. Because we worked so hard to get to where we are now with the talent. Why would we throw it all away for one player?
Well, don't you know that we're stacking up assets to get John Wall?
I read that and I literally, my butt clenched.
Oh my God. It's like, why would we, no disrespect to John Wall, but it's just like, there's a lot more out there.
We have so much going for him. If this was 3-4 years ago, we would be like, yes, do everything we need to do to get John Wall. We don't need him anymore.
Can I tell you also that what was it, 2000? We got Stoudemire in 2010, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw another clip on Instagram. Instagram should pay us for how many times we've actually just shouted him out in this video. But the Christmas game, or no, it was my birthday game. That December 15th, they played the Celtics. And I think Ace, I think you were over my house along with the guys,
right,
watching that game, and Stoudemire was such a beast.
Yeah,
he was having such an MVP season. That was the 7th game in a row that he scored 30.
Yeah, he went on that streak. I forget how long it went, but he broke a record.
But what I remember, or what brought me back to that game was or not brought me back to that game, but what watching that highlight reminded me of was before we had Melo, we had a great young team, because Stoudemire was catching passes off of Felton, and he was not a Raymond Felton that was still viable, and he had Gallinari on the wing.
Yeah, Wilson Chandler at the 3
Wilson Chandler at the 3, who made a decent living for himself in Denver when we traded him for Melo.
Yep.
I keep just thinking, if we just kind of waited, and then this will probably be any Knicks fans' reaction to that too.
I mean, that's the one thing I didn't like about Melo, that he forced himself here. He screwed us, and he screwed himself by not waiting half the season.
Right.
If he would just wait half the season, he would have been a Knick. We would have had every piece that we wanted, as opposed to taking on Chauncey Billups and then amnestying him.
Yeah.
It was a succession of bad moves that led us to where we are now. So maybe it's a good thing, because It was because of the fact that we traded for Melo, we got Chauncey Billups, gave away draft picks for him, and then we used our amnesty clause on Billups.
Yeah. Well, we did that to get Chandler, who ended up getting Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, but if we would have used it on Melo, on Amari, we could have gotten Chris Paul.
That's there you go.
You know, and that Chris Paul, Tyson Chandler's a cool dude, but
yeah. Right. I really believe that was Endgame.
I see what you did there.
Because everyone talked about that toast that Chris Paul made during Carmelo's wedding. You know, like that was written about. Everyone confirmed it about Chris Paul openly talking about joining these guys being Melo and Amari in New York to take on those guys in Miami. So, I think those front office decisions kind of like messed that up, because I really think CP3 was angling to go to New York, but he didn't have the assets to,
But he should have never been a Clipper, though. That was so, I don't understand why David Stern got involved in that trade.
That's still a thing where, why did you block that?
But then let him go to the Clippers.
But then let him go to the Clippers.
It's the same dang town.
I don't know. Well, it worked out with Melo eventually, right? In 2018. Oh.
Honestly, as much as I know people hate Melo, I never had a problem with him, but at the same time, there is no reason he's not in the league right now. No one wants Melo. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Nobody wants him. LeBron wants him to come to LA, but the LA front office is like, nah, bro. This ain't Cleveland. You're not gonna get what you want.
Yeah.
You get Melo is that detriment of to your team that you don't want him. Nobody wants him.
Yeah. It's like
free.
It's
free.
Unfortunate. Yeah.
Like you really don't have to pay him anything.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the waiver wire.
Because and he's already made his money. He just wants to. I feel bad in a sense, but it's just like, what do you think? Did he do this to himself, or everyone's just being like?
Phil Jackson did this to him. I think Phil Jackson kind of steered him out of New York to where he went to OKC, and now he's in Houston, and now he may not play a game in the NBA ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Which is incredibly disappointing.
Yeah.
And sad. Because the rest of his mates, like LeBron, D-Wade, who everyone thought was going to be out of the league 4 or 5 years ago because of his injuries, is still in NBA. CP3 is, not doing so well in Houston, but, he's still playing. But he's out of his crew. He's the only one that isn't playing on the team right now.
Can you believe, too, out of that draft class, the top 5 picks, he's the only one without a ring? Even Darko has a ring.
Yeah.
He did it himself, though. He did it himself. Melo literally, negotiated his way out of his own rings.
All right. So, on that note, what are you guys' plans for the weekend? Or what are you being tasked with for
going back to the dad life? Charlotte has a birthday party at Urban Air for one of her old classmates.
Oh man!
So, so that's definitely one thing we've got going on.
Nice.
We're just gonna play it by ear after that.
You guys want to see the baby bump?
Sure. Wait.
Oh, stop by.
Okay, never mind.
On the way back.
Will, enjoy sleep now, man, because sleep will never be the same for you after.
I don't get much now, because I made a joke when I first told Maersky about baby on the way. I kind of jumped right in from 0 to 3, and so oh man, what's that? What is this?
Wow.
Cameo from Baby Zito.
Have you guys met my beautiful wife to be?
Not yet, but nice to meet you virtually.
Nice to meet your stomach.
Nice to meet your stomach.
She's looking at the fridge right now. Babe, come here. She's gonna get some cantaloupes.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I remember Maris picking me up from my place, and I think Charlotte was maybe a few months away. And I remember feeling anxious, nervous, and Maris kind of set my mind at ease about the experience coming up and how to prepare. And And just like that, 5 years later, I've got 2.
Yeah, for real.
Like,
You know, and then like
you
those
snapped them
years
into existence.
yeah, like those years just kind of fly by. So you know,
yeah,
really
dude, it's
gotta, like those long nights. Just cherish it because they're like it's gonna go by quickly.
It's gonna go by real quick. Like, can you believe like X is 8, she's 4, and I got number 3 coming. And like, you know, back to like the weekend thing. Like, I've got like so many things to do dad wise. It's just like I've got breakfast with Santa tomorrow morning, swim class, birthday parties.
Yeah.
Last week we had so let me tell you like this real quick. Like last week, we woke up, we went to, where did we go? We had to go Christmas shopping. They had swimming. Then we had a birthday party at Urban Air for like 4 or 5 hours.
I'm tired just listening to this stuff.
It's
already.
like
my gosh.
you're
Dude,
off, but you're not really.
I'm gonna take a nap real quick.
You're off of work, but you're not really. You're not really off. Like, you know, and you know, moms have it tough, but like dads also. And I don't want anybody to forget about, you know, your dads do carry. If you're being a good dad, you're carrying a lot of weight, also, because
literally.
you know you have to. You also have to be there to support, you know, your wife, and you know the mother of your kids, because like your wife is the rock.
True.
And you have to kind of uphold her.
Yeah.
To kind of, you know, make sure everything's good, because you know your family's solely dependent on, or at least my family's solely dependent at home on their mom, because you know I'm working. Fran just totally runs the house, and I can't think of anybody better to do it. So it's just like there's a lot of respect there.
They do things that we can never do, dude. Like,
yeah, totally.
Like,
I mean,
my gosh.
I mean, I would have been lost my patience sometimes with some of the things. I mean, also when your kids get older, or when your girls get older, and then when Jack and Charlotte get older, just bear in mind you'll do your best to influence them positively, but they're gonna have some knucklehead classmates, man.
Right. They bring some of that home.
Yeah, and they bring some of that home. It was like, where did you learn this?
Yeah.
And I can't. You can't
we're
really
experiencing that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she may not say it, but I mean, what else is there to influence a certain behavior? You know, I mean, we've been there.
Yeah.
But I wanted to speak on how I like this dynamic. We got the first time dad, you know, and Will, and we got the dad expecting his third on the way, and I'm just kind of like, you know, holding steady at 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 1, 2, 3. So I kind of like that dynamic.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like you know, I'm super blessed in the sense that like you know, my girl already has 2 girls of her own, and they're 6 and 8, so I'm kind of getting a crash course on being, you know, a good parent. You know,
right.
as opposed to like having, you know, both going through the same thing and kind of being rookies.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of have someone who's been through the trenches and gone through like the tough from 1 to 5, you know, in terms of the age range, or 0 through 5. So I get to use her wisdom.
Yeah.
You know.
I love our dynamic too. Like it's cool also because like in the subsequent live streams, I think we're gonna add a couple more dad perspectives that are just totally different from ours. So I think like I think what we've stumbled upon here is something awesome. So.
Where is it? Where is it too?
This is the actual stream. This is the this is the actual live.
Hi.
Hi.
This is my future wife to be. Her name's Lizzie.
Hello.
The quality's still there.
Oh.
This is Ace. He's from Texas, and this is Maersky, the one that I said, like, I told you his wife was pregnant. So that's her, and that's her baby in there.
Yeah, we're the Nerdy Dads. Welcome to the debut of the Nerdy Dads.
Welcome to the Nerdy Dads.
This is the nerdy mom. Well, she's not very super nerdy, but.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to like episode whatever number.
Yeah.
With Will, like a sleepy Will talking on like the Avengers Endgame.
I'm already sleepy, dude.
Yeah.
No, because it's cool. You know, I kind of like I have a crash course of being a dad. Like, so I'm doing a lot of the dad stuff and like so I'll help wake them up. You know, I don't want to give her extra burdens, so like I'll wake them up and help them get ready for school. You know, make them breakfast, walk them to the bus stop, stuff like that. So I'm kind of experienced like waking up before my own bedtime to wake up others. But none of the midnight feedings yet. So.
Like we said.
Nice meeting you guys.
Nice meeting you too.
Nice meeting you too. Like we said, man. You may not think you're not getting sleep now. But wait until the baby's here, because it's a whole new ball game with that.
I think she's gonna be a handful too, because like.
Will's having a girl, by the way, Ace.
Huh?
Will's having a girl, Ace.
Oh yeah, I'm having a girl. Yeah.
Girls are fun, man. I think for a first child, girls are a way to go. Speaking for
I know that the way I reacted to finding out she was a girl was way different than if I would have found out she was going to be a boy, because the automatic, like, I need to protect her, I need to make sure she is going to be safe, turned on instantly, and I cried.
I mean, yeah, like, it's weird, like, because I had a boy first, like, Xavier was first, but, like, when we knew that it was a boy, or he was gonna be a boy, it was giddy, and I was excited because like I basically had a clone. That,
literally, dude.
That, like, I'm literally still kind of reliving my childhood through.
That's awesome.
And then when we had a girl, I think I had this similar reaction to you, but I was also just like. I turned all of a sudden into like this stone cold, like killer when it came to thinking, already thinking about when she gets older.
I found myself getting more like, and I hope it doesn't sound bad, but I found myself getting very territorial.
Yeah.
Like much more aggressive too. So like there was this instance, because we go to the church every single Sunday in the city, so. With the city comes the people of the city, and so this dude like bumped into my girl who was pregnant, and so he did deliberately though. That's what pissed me off, and so I didn't care who he was or what he looked like or what his cause was, but I was like, "Yo, dude, watch where you walk." And he turned around. We were about to throw down. It was an instant reaction because bumped to my girl's already one thing. But he bumped to my girl who's pregnant with my baby girl. Nah, bro, not gonna fly.
So dude, what did this dude look like?
Dude, like he turned around, I was like, "Oop, I may have fucked up." Oop. Sorry.
Man.
The guy had a scar on his face. And he had a yellow cup in his hand, and I'm pretty sure it was pee. Like it was a clear cup with yellow content.
So you literally.
I picked a fight with the crazy guy. Yeah.
It'll make you do. When your wife is pregnant. We all know the stuff that they go through, but it literally makes you a different person also, because you feel like even though you probably weren't that person growing up, you want to be that stone cold like protector. When they're in public, you're just kind of like, making sure everything inside their stomach is going okay, and then you just want to protect them from every outside force.
Can I tell you what's my funnest thing right now for me personally? Like I get so much entertainment out of entertainment is when we walk around in the public, right? Because my girl's a pretty person, she's beautiful, and so we walk around, people check her out, and it happens regularly, which most of the time we don't pay attention to, right? As dudes, but I love watching guys' reactions, like checking her out, and you see like the deviousness in their eyes, and then they look down, they see the belly, like oh my gosh, and then they're like, oh man, I had all these bad thoughts about a pregnant lady. Oh geez. It's so fun to watch that.
So it's like that baby bump, and then when it gets more prominent, makes people change. Like it's weird how just like seeing that it changes her, it changes you, and everybody around you. Like if they had some sort of goodness in them that even though it was like this big, it just all of a sudden comes out.
Yeah.
Unless you're a real a-hole.
It's fun. Like I saw this one guy today. We were walking around earlier today, earlier this evening, and some guy was like, scanning her, scanning her viability of sexiness, and then he really got down to her stomach and was like, look at his face, like, stop. He was like, it was the funniest thing. I was like, this is great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're doing his baby's due in March, right after his birthday.
Yeah.
Or right before your birthday.
2 days before my birthday, she's due, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna be a February baby, just because my girl always is typically early. So she's probably gonna be like late February, I'm thinking.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Time.
We're gonna keep everyone posted with the next live stream also. Switching gears, I think this will be the last topic that we talked about. What's the last nerdiest thing that you bought, and how's your holiday season been going?
Oh,
wow, last nerdiest thing that
I haven't bought it.
I'm asking because I bought one today.
You go first then.
No. I want you guys go first, because then I'm gonna end it with what I got. Because you saw me just walk over real quick. I went to go just show it off.
I'll go. So something I didn't buy recently, because I haven't really bought much stuff for myself recently, because I'm getting ready for a baby. There's no money to go around besides for the baby.
Right.
But something that I finally put together that I bought a long time ago. Maersky, you'll know this, because I showed it to you when I first got it, and then I think I gave it to X, right? I should finally put this together.
Oh yeah, that's the Lego chess set.
This thing is awesome.
Yeah.
This thing is so cool. So I actually put it together slowly, and we got it done actually by Thanksgiving. And dude, this thing is so darn cool.
How long did it take you? Because the one that you got, X, we still have to put it together.
It took me probably it took me about 4 different times to finish it, but about half hour, 45 minutes each time. It'll take a decent amount of time, but it's fun though, because it's actually really elaborate, and I'll show you the pieces. So this is this is called the knight, right? So it's an actual horse. The detail is actually phenomenal.
That's awesome.
And I think this is the king or the queen, I forget, but it's dope. Definitely worth it. I'd say if you want to put Legos together with your son or your daughter, and then you want to be able to play chess with them afterwards, a great piece to get, especially if you're a Lego fan.
Do you have to stick? So I see the nubs on there. So when you move, you have to stick the Lego on the nub.
Yeah. So in terms of actual the quality of chess play, it's not the greatest because it's not as smooth as a regular chessboard. But it's just fun to play on it because you're playing with Lego pieces.
Gotcha.
The detail is actually phenomenal. If you look at the side here, you can see these are all individual pieces that make up this diamond pattern.
What?
And it has on the other side different colors too.
That's too much.
It's so cool though. This is my first Lego set I put together in a long, long time, and I genuinely enjoy doing it. So I got to actually a couple times actually do help my stepdaughters help me put it together, and so it was a great bonding time because the youngest one's kind of you have to kind of explain to her what to do, how to do it. The oldest one's kind of
yeah,
done.
That's a
right.
That's a dynamic that we have here with X and Annalise, because X has no patience to teach anybody anything.
Yeah. So. It's reverse here. So the oldest one wants to teach the young one, but the young one doesn't want to learn from the old one.
Gotcha. Ace, what did you get?
I think the last thing I got was a few months ago. I picked up a Man Eat Faces Masters of the Universe figure, like an original, but it's used. But I like it so much.
From a garage sale?
Pick it up. And I picked up a Man at Arms Funko Pop figure.
Nice.
Funko Pop is my favorite brand.
Nice.
Masters of the Universe is probably the one series and toy line that I probably speak the least on, because there hasn't been new material. It hasn't been rebooted, re-released in any form. But for those who enjoyed it, Yeah.
I mean, it's on Netflix, the original series, which is awesome. I think also, I don't know if you guys have seen the toys that made us. Shout out to Netflix, by the way.
Yeah.
I love that series. And on Netflix now is also a series called The Power of Grayskull, which is the total history the total history of the He-Man toy line.
Awesome story.
Yeah, you should watch it, dude. Like we should do a show on that. Like it's He-Man for me was neck and neck. There was basically three main. God, there were so many, but like, I think what I would get up and get excited for when I was 6 years old more was He-Man, Voltron, and Thundercats.
Yeah.
And it's funny that Ace brought that up because the nerdy thing that I found is right here.
Oh, you guys! Wow, you guys! Are you sure you didn't talk about?
Dude, is that an original?
No. So,
it looks original.
It's in it's like the original blister card makes it look like it's original. But you'll notice on the bottom there that's by Super 7, who's basically they've got the He-Man license, and you'll notice, take a quick look. It's not the actual He-Man like figure that we had when we were little, but it's the Filmation. It's the Filmation He-Man.
Oh, okay.
Let me show the sword. Let me see what the sword looks like. If it looks like the original toy.
The sword's in the package, but like you can see it too well. But it does look like the original sword in the back.
So that to me was what made the He-Man toy. For me, like the He-Man figure was cool.
Yeah.
But for me, like when I was I think I was like 4 or 5 when I got my He-Man figure. The sword is what I was like, man, this thing's awesome. I want this so bad.
Right.
In Caldors, which doesn't exist anymore.
Oh my God, Caldor. Well, speaking of sword, so I found all this stuff in FYE, and super.
What?
Yeah. Can you imagine, like in FYE? So, there was that by Super 7. Funko is also putting out something called the Savage World, which is basically a lot of classic characters in the He-Man mold.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, they had.
That's pretty cool. That's a cool concept. I like that.
They have Mortal Kombat. They have all the horror guys too. They have like Jason and Freddy and Pinhead in the He-Man type mold, and they also had. And remember, I mentioned that my 3 big ones was He-Man, Thundercats, and Voltron. They also had this fool.
Nice.
As in the He-Man mold, which is awesome. It has the Sword of Omens in it. I don't know if you can see it.
I feel like they used the same molds for like the WWF figures back in the day too, didn't they?
Not exactly, but like I mean, we'll get into a whole toy thing too in another live stream. But like this one's from Funko. It's good. See that Savage World thing on up top there.
That's awesome.
This has the Sword of Omens and the claw shield in there. Yeah. To be honest, too, I like this better than the original one.
Why?
Because like the original was like I had it. It was tall. It had the ring that goes in the back. I just feel like this one was a lot more detailed. Like if we were to go back in the day and put them out again, I'd like them to put it. I would have liked them to put them out in kind of this, and then also. I got these two because they both had their swords, and I can finally have a He-Man Lion-O match that are equal in size. Because Lion-O back in the day was tall. It was a lot taller than the He-Man action figure.
How cool is it that we're able to, at this point, basically 30 years later, able to actually get all the toys that we had or wanted back in the day? I mean, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I still haven't seen a Captain Planet re-release yet. Hopefully one day.
Oh, it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. Like I said, like all the 80s stuff is done. So I think the 90s all the 90s the 90s stuff is gonna.
That's when I get to like really get the toys that I wanted that I couldn't get back in the day. Like between the Beast Wars stuff, some of the stuff I couldn't get, and then some of the Power Rangers. Like, oh, that's another thing. I'm interested in like what's gonna happen with Power Rangers now because Bandai isn't making their toys anymore. So. Anyway, we should shout out our 2 viewers. I don't know who they are because we have 5.
How do you guys view the viewers? I don't know if I'm
just like looking at the live stream, like actual live stream, and this says 5 people watching. So checked. I know I have mine up.
Well, I have one person to shout out. Shout out to Jeff Almignano who is watching.
Oh, is he?
And he said the sound is awful because I can barely hear you. Oh well.
You sound great to me. Because I mean, it's a Zoom.
We gotta work out the kinks.
We're working out the kinks on the first one.
Working out the kinks.
So, now we got 6. Yeah! We're getting big.
Keep this going.
It was fun, though. I think we should make this like hopefully try to do it weekly.
Yeah, I mean, every Friday night? We'll probably try to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nerdy Dads. Friday night fun.
The Nerdy Dads.
Dads.
Shout out to you, Chris, for putting so much production work into it, by the way. Like, you completely caught me off guard with how much production work you put into it.
I know, yeah.
I'm like, what? You did all this? All right, cool. I was just telling my girl, like, on the way home, I'm like, it was just like a casual idea that I had while I was driving. I was listening to a podcast, like, man, this would be cool if we did that. And you took it and ran with it. And it was so cool. Yeah.
Well, he didn't ask me to, like, join in until, like, a few hours ago.
Yeah, dude, it was just like a really,
I felt like it was perfect. Like, he was perfect. He was totally just perfect.
I was going into it like I was just going to watch. I was on board to watch it, and then Maris asked me to, like, you know, like, call in or join. And I'm like, all right, sure.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? It is fun. I think this is cool. I think this is cool.
Cool.
Yeah, you know, I think it's cool that we get to create content for dads.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this could also be everyone's therapy session if they ever want to join in. All right, guys, we're gonna kill it for tonight. Thank you again. My name is Maersky. Thanks, guys. Anyway, that's still watching, thanks for watching. My name is Maersky. Signing off for Will Cito and Abner C. Merluz Jr. We'll see you next Friday at 11. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
Sounds good.
10 Central for me. For anyone in Texas watching, I might have to get viewers from Texas.
Do it.
Thanks for watching again. The Nerdy Dads.
Nerdy Dads.
Yo. What you know about that life?